Um, this next one pretty much is about price of power to some extent. Not to say like the control side of power and stuff like that, but the kind of power that you would obtain and be able to use for protection or something like that. Now, for me personally, there's always going to be something that's going to cost you. And, well, in a way, depending on what kind of power you tap into, like creator source or balance type abilities, these sort of, I guess you could say, aligned energies, I can say for sure you will be affected in many different ways. Chaos will attempt to consume you, but I've already kind of stated that a little bit more, so just to clarify a little bit better, it's a little bit to the point where it wants to take you over completely and use you as power instead. So don't overuse it. That's not the kind of energy you want to be using unless you really know how to control it. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of know-how of like some of these other places that you can actually get yourself stable and stuff like that. So I kind of promise not to reveal any of these places, so it's kind of something that I can't really say or give any hints. It's like I said, I would have already said, I probably will say it. I'll try not to slip up, just because I really, really don't want to. Well, let's just say piss off the powers that be, so to speak, and lose all the power that I have now. So I can say for sure for balance, when it comes to like I guess you could say sort of like shoot the void dwellers or something like that, the Inky, Anunnaki, that sort of thing. I can't really say what they are specifically. It's just they live in the void. They live in between two different types of energy and help things balance out. The power of that is quite inclusive, and it affects both sides at once. But one problem with that, you can piss off a lot of things, so you gotta be careful what you do with it. As for how to acquire it, well, ask the Void Dwellers, not myself. I mean, like the good guys, not like the chaos beings that get thrown in there for nefarious reasons. Because if you run into them, you're going to have a lot of trouble. Not only that, Void is a very hard place to navigate. It's kind of like a dark dimension, but it's not exactly a dark dimension because you can find your way out. So, with that said, finding them, yeah, that's the easy part. The other part of it is actually doing one of two things. One will piss them off, the other will make you friends with them. One is to steal some energy from one of the beings there and try to figure out how it works, then return it without them knowing. Which, no, I didn't do that. The second possibility is just to have a talk with one of them and see if you can get you know, like a deal going with them or something like that. They could get them to teach you. Uh, that was hard, but it does work. If you know what to say to them and what their culture is like, you just kind of stay around them for a little while and get to know them. The final one is creative energy. Goodness knows, you already know the opposite of that is chaos. So if you got going for chaos, creation energy or chaos energy, either way, you're that kind of power is going to get you in trouble either way. So, but the thing is, if you have balance between the two, and this is kind of something I find very interesting, to be quite honest. There is a binding energy in between, which I'll get to next. But when it comes to creation energy, it's different in that it can work with different types of elemental energy and stuff like that, aside from the sort of like, I guess, destructive aspects that chaos has. Now, that said, that's being obvious, but what I could say is that when it comes to creation energy, some elementals or planets or other places in the universe use creation energy a lot. But in a way, sometimes if you devote yourself to creation energy, again, it can consume you, but in a different way. I guess you could say, sort of in return of favor, sort of aspect, that if you create something, it wants something back from you. Favor, like to deal with chaos or something like that. It could be just about anything. So that's a pretty high price. The matter of fact, I don't really care for that either. So, like I said, before, a binding aspect. That's all three of them in one. Um, I actually did uploaded a little bit of art. I'll probably put it on this video, and you'll see what I mean. But it's pretty much like yin yang, and that little gray area, of course, is balance. And then right in the center, what you see on that thumbnail there. Now that is what you actually have to deal with all the time. You have to be able to continue down that little path down the center to keep them from, I guess you could say, fighting with each other. So I'm pretty much in a gray area between the gray areas right now. I'm not fighting to stay with the same sort of energy at any given time. I can use it as I please, and then switch over to the binding energy. And it doesn't really bother. The problem is the price. It's a little harder to deal with due to the fact that you have to constantly be able to balance out and make sure each side has the idea that you're only using it for a temporary amount of time, and then you just go straight back into that little niche you've been in for so long. I don't really think that there's anything at this point, because I've been studying it for a little bit, but I haven't been able to figure out how it works. I do know that there are, I guess, some factions surrounding it, but they're very hidden. I don't know exactly about it quite yet. I can probably do another video on this and do a part 2 on it, but binding energy is very confusing, and it's not easy to, I guess you could say, learn to control in a way. Or it is controlling you, which I find that confusing. Like, it's controlling, but it's not controlling, but it's in between, but it's all mixed up. You get the point. I haven't figured it out yet. uh, I'll get it. I'll eventually get it. Don't touch it. just as a warning. Let me try it first, and then I'll ask people whether or not they should be trying it. Okay. See ya.